This excerpt from the public television program, The Piano Guy, is brought to you by the Roland Corporation. All right. Well, let's go ahead and give this one a roll. This is a great old rock and roll tune by the Doors called Light My Fire. And this is a fun tune to work through because not only will you probably know it, it's almost like a period piece at this point because you can just hear this old recording of it. But now we've actually had very recently some more pop versions of it done, and actually even a nice jazz version recorded more recently. And it's kind of regaining some stature. I don't know if stature is the right word. It's just everyone's hearing it a little bit more than they used to. The good news is it's really simple chords. So what I want to do right here is instead of focusing on making it sound like the original recording or thinking through how to make something sound like rock or jazz or whatever, I just want to focus exclusively on the basics of learning this tune. What's the melody line and what's the chord change? It won't be very tough. It's a pretty simple tune. So let's dig right in. Now the best way to do that when you're trying to just learn the basics of a song is to just get the lead sheet, because you don't want to learn somebody else's arrangement of the tune. You just want to learn the tune itself. So let's dig right in. The melody line of this tune is pretty obvious when you can remember what it used to sound like, and you can, especially if you know the words. But so I'm starting on an A. Just kind of meanders around that spot. You can ignore my left hand, but just so you can kind of hear it in context. And then here comes the, come on baby, light my fire. So that's it. You can hear the drummers doing that, right? And then it repeats that. Then it kind of sticks to the same thing the second time through. He just lifts it up a little bit and it goes. That sounds really dissonant. But that was kind of, Jim Morrison kind of singing this funky note in there. And then, same thing, come on baby, light my fire. However you want to meander around those notes, you've got to really play it like you'd want to be singing it again. So again, pretty straightforward stuff there. Let's shift to the other kind of easy part of this tune, which is the chord changes. And it's kind of pleasant. Instead of some of these tunes that just have, a lot of chords coming and going in a tough pattern, this one's very repetitive and pretty simple. It's got an A minor 7, right? That's all white notes. I could play it down here. A, C, E, G. Then to an F sharp minor 7, which is that, or let me do it up here. F sharp, A, C sharp, and E. All right? So those are the two big ones there. A minor 7, F sharp minor 7, back and forth between those 3 or 4 times. And then you've just got some major chords. G, that's the light my fire part. And then to an A chord, to a D. So G, A, D, B, G, D. And that's it. That's all the chords in this tune. So you put it together, and now this is where your brain needs to start, making some connection and saying, all right, I know those chords like out of context. I can play them if you call one out, but now I need to know what the progression is. What order do they come in? How can I track along with this in my brain to do it? And that's why it's so valuable to go through a tune like this to really get this connection between the melody line and what chords go with it. So let's just dig through and do this a little bit. Sometimes I would suggest just using the root with my left hand, but in this case, really these chords just repeat so much. I'd say just grind it out and get comfortable playing those 2 chords, and you can do most of the tune. Here we go. It'd go. There's that shift. Back to the A minor 7. And again, don't be focusing on how you're playing it or sounding like he's saying, this is just a trying to hear it thing. This is more for your ears than anything else. Here comes the... So G to A to D. G, A, D. Kind of a shift there to go back to one more time. Finally comes home to E there. And the second section just does very similar stuff. A minor to F minor, to F sharp minor 7. Here's the Come On Baby Light My Fire again. So again, it's a G to A to D. All right? That's the way you work through it, you know? That's the way you work through a tune. And in this case, these pretty simple tunes, what really is, you know, once you get that kind of into your noggin and comfortable how, you know, where those chords change, it's really a nice freeing feeling, because now you can focus on really trying to you know, play it stylistically correct, or gee, I'm going to really do this one authentic to the record, or no, I'm going to try to take it and turn it into my own piece of music. I mean, it's really the whole gist of why we do this to begin with, is to be a music maker, not just a note regurgitator, and not just playing back someone else's already pre-written stuff. We want to make our own music. And to do that, you really need to learn a tune like this and learn just the bare essence of the tune, so that you're then free to put different flavors and spices on it depending on the way you want to play it at that moment. So have fun with Light My Fire. It's a pretty simple tune to get underhand, and you know, hopefully we can talk about putting some tips and tricks around it in some future segment. Have fun. This excerpt from the public television program, The Piano Guy, has been brought to you by the Roland Corporation, international manufacturer of the finest keyboards, organs, and digital pianos. To find out more, log on to RolandUS.com.